Hey there, Spartans. It's Miss Slattery. Welcome to First Chapter Friday. And today I have a very unique read for us. It's a little bit different because it's written in poetry. It is a prose poetry novel. So it deals with the same character, the same narrator all the way through, but kind of the events in her life are related via poems rather than chapters in a regular chapter book. So I actually just read this book. I just bought it, just read it, and fell in love. You're going to see all my little posties from where I'm already planning to use poems in my classes. So the book that we have today is the sparkling new copy of Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. You can see all of the awards it's won. Again, you can see all of my posties. Um, and this book is kind of autobiographical in the sense that these poems were written by Miss Woodson about her own experience growing up. And it deals with a lot of issues of not just growing up, as so many young adult books do, but growing up and discovering her identity and where she fits in. She feels torn between, two different places that she had lived as a child. She also feels torn, racially and culturally. How does she fit into this world that is so kind of torn and divided by race? And you're going to see that in the very first poem. I'm going to actually read you, rather than the first chapter, I'm going to read you the first poem and the last poem today. So you're going to get to see kind of all of those issues at play just in those two poems. And they're beautiful and powerful. And if you are somebody who writes yourself, I would highly recommend this. The images that Woodson paints are just beautiful. So there's not really a synopsis on the back, right? But I'm going to read you just the top half here where it talks a little bit about the author. So it says, award-winning author Jacqueline Woodson shares her childhood growing up as an African American in the 1960s and 1970s. Touching and powerful, her story is both accessible and emotionally charged, each line a glimpse into a child's soul as she searches for her place in the world. Okay, so again, you can even just see, like, I love this cover too, the artwork on the cover. I think everything about this book is beautiful and touching. So I'm going to go ahead and read you, and I'll show you too what it looks like. Oh, first of all, this was neat. I've shown you books with maps in the beginning before. I don't know if I've ever shown you a map with a family tree before. So because this book is so centered around her identity and growing up to discover who she is, she's kind of got her family tree with all the people that she talks about in her poems, her brothers, her grandfather, her mother, things like that. And it also begins with a poem, one of my favorite poems by Langston Hughes, who was clearly an inspiration for her. So this poem, just a snippet of it, says, hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field frozen with snow. So again, kind of setting a tone for a book that is about a young girl who's dreaming and trying to become something in the world. Okay? And the first poem, so it's divided into parts. Part one is I Am Born. And the first poem, you can see kind of how things are laid out on the page, is her birthday, right? I'm going to read this first poem, and then I'm going to go and read the last poem. The first poem is entitled February 12th, 1963. I am born on a Tuesday at University Hospital, Columbus, Ohio, USA, a country caught between black and white. I am born not long from the time or far from the place where my great-great-grandparents worked the deep, rich land, unfree dawn till dusk, unpaid, drank cool water from scooped-out gourds, looked up and followed the sky's mirrored constellation to freedom. I am born as the South explodes. Too many people, too many years, enslaved, then emancipated, but not free. The people who look like me keep fighting and marching and getting killed, so that today, February 12th, 1963, and every day from this moment on, brown children like me can grow up free, can grow up learning and voting and walking and riding wherever we want. I am born in Ohio, but the stories of South Carolina already run like rivers through my veins. I got chills just reading that. So that's the first poem of the book. And then again, it takes you through her story, and you get to see her grow up in South Carolina, and then they move to Brooklyn, and her experiences in both places. There's a lot to do with family here, and her desire to be a writer and to be a poet. And then this is the last poem. It is named obviously the same as the title of the novel itself. Okay? It says, who is this brown girl dreaming? My teacher wants to know. Staring out the window so, head in hands and eyes gone from here. Where are you, dear? Come back to the classroom, my pretty brown girl. I fear you're halfway around the world. Where is that mind of yours now? Outside, the winter stabs through the air, sneaks past the classroom window pane, and there beneath a truck, a frozen bird being sniffed by a stray cat. I don't yet know the word disdain, but in this moment, the world feels far away. I dream of stepping out into it one day to rest my feet in unfamiliar sand, to touch the hand of a boy or a girl on the other side, where it's nighttime now, or summer there, and maybe return to this place, a different girl, with just a trace of who I used to be echoing somewhere nearby to me. And as the teacher goes on and on, her words are suddenly becoming a poem that I may sing on an orange afternoon inside a room where people will know my name. Okay. Um, Again, I'm getting chills a second time. So again, just a beautiful, really beautiful story of this young girl's growing up, um, and what it means to be a poet, what it means to be a dreamer, what it means to be someone searching for your identity in kind of a crazy, mixed up world. All right. So if you would like a copy, you can borrow my copy. You can certainly get a copy from Mrs. Brunetti in the LMC. Um, this is a good one. Put it on your list, Spartans. All right. Thanks again for listening, and have a happy Friday.